we'll have that information next week. You can check out Uber helicopter.
Right.
But I just
Right.
so you know, to be honest, this is not even the lifestyle of rich and famous. This is a things that we could take advantage of in our one-off situations. And to be honest with you, if I had it, I probably would do it too. I would never. I mean, LA traffic. I sit in 495 traffic, and I wished I had a helicopter often. You know, but I hope this situation. I don't know if anybody read the news conferences, but they could learn from the mishaps, because sometimes these things happen. This is a learning opportunity. And I hope people aren't discouraged, because I don't know if anybody heard, but DJ Khaled had an issue with flying recently. I guess something happened about in 2000, and he actually overcame his issue with flying, and now he's recessing back like he doesn't want to fly again.
Yeah, I can imagine it. I mean, I know my father doesn't fly, and it's because of the folk. And he told me, like, when in the '60s, there's a whole lot of folks died.
Yeah.
I mean, that Clemente died in a plane crash, and we know Aretha Franklin never flew for the same reason.
John Madden never flew.
Right. There's some people who just was like, nah.
I mean, I get it. I mean, your fears are your fears. And I would never judge anybody. You got to do what you think is best for you. But you're more likely to die in a car accident than a plane or a helicopter. Just percentage wise, but hey, if you ain't comfortable, you ain't comfortable.
Right.
But if you guys don't mind, we're a little bit on a little somber note, and there's one part of the show that I was actually looking forward to, as far as like your favorite Kobe moment. He played for 20 years. He's got 5 championships, and it's like what was that moment with Kobe that just made you just like, oh my God. I could think of some dunks or some big time shots, and I know probably a lot of other people probably have this same favorite moment, but honestly, my favorite moment was his last game. And I didn't watch the whole game. I turned the game on in the second half, because I know that was the night it was either, I think it was Kobe's last game. And there was another, and the Warriors were going for that 73rd win. And so I think I turned the Lakers game on in the second half. I think I heard that he had, 25 or 30 points already. Let me go check this out. And I'm watching it, and I honestly couldn't believe what I was watching. I said, are the Utah Jazz not playing defense? I mean, is someone setting this? It was so unreal that there's no way that Kobe can be going off like this in his last game. That I couldn't even imagine that. And I'm continuing to watching this, and I'm watching the moves, and he's shaking people out of their shorts. And he's 37 years old, and I was literally, I'm serious, no lie. I was getting chills. Like, my body was getting chills watching this dude put on this performance on his last game. And Utah was trying to stop him, but he was on fire. And I'm talking about, like, from 3-point range, going to the hoop. Like, you talk about, a guy going out on top. And I know we're talking about, guys like John Elway with their last game is winning a Super Bowl. But those guys didn't put on a performance like that. Like, not to take anything away from John Elway, but he won because it was a team effort. They won the championship, but he had so many other great players around him. But individual performance, I can't think of anybody that had an individual performance in their last game. It was chilling to me, and it was my by far my favorite. And I've been a fan of Kobe for a while, but that was by far my favorite moment to see that game.
Yeah, that was. I think that game. I'm not gonna say that was my favorite moment, but the thing I liked about that game was basically, I'm leaving because I want to. Like that was kind of. I'm leaving because I want to. I have nothing left. I have nothing left to prove here. It wasn't because I can't do it no more. I mean, and that when you get, now when you get into the Michael Jordan Kobe argument, Michael Jordan's last game, Kobe's last game. we
Michael Jordan probably played too long.
Again, we get back to, and again, and I feel like this is a repass, and and I kind of how in the black community, everybody got jokes and stories when you come back from from the cemetery, but I feel like that's the thing that Kobe didn't play too long. Like I could have played another 10 years. Like he probably could have been playing now. And one of the top scorers in the league. I know he could D up Ben Simmons right now. But one of the top stories in the league. But of course, because I hate the Lakers and I hate the Celtics, but to watch him win a championship over the Celtics, that was my favorite Kobe moment when he just was like, that I think the interview, I went back and watched the interview, was legendary, because he was like, reporter asked me, we've already talked about how I hate the dumb reporter questions, right?
Right.
And the reporter was like, so does this make it sweeter that it's Game 7 over the Celtics that you're about to play? He said, I don't care who it is, man. I don't care who it is, man. Well, you got the Game 7, you know what you're getting. And then I watched the interview. Actually, he did on YouTube last year, and the guy was asking him, when you recruit people, what do you say to them? He said, you want to win a championship? Come to LA. You want to come in second? Go someplace else. Like that's pretty much all we got for you, man. So and I do want to emphasize, or I do want to state, because I was in Philadelphia today, and this is and everybody talks about Philadelphia and the kind of sports town Philadelphia is, and so there were billboards, legend. And what remarked me about it was not that they were Kobe. Obviously, he's a Philly guy. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't his Lower Merion, because Philly would be good for this, putting his Lower Merion jersey up, which his high school jersey. It was actually a Laker jersey that was on the billboard. And I passed, maybe 4 or 5 different billboards. Probably put up, let's say, but it was in the purple and gold. So it was, that was his hometown. And again, I don't even think people know how Philly he was, because I didn't know how Philly he was till I was preparing for the show. Like, I knew he was a Philly dude. I knew he went to Lower Merion. Mm-hmm. But his father went to Bartram High School. His father grew up in Southwest, where Mike from Philly claimed he's from. And actually, it's funny, Mike from Philly and went to the same high school that Kobe's father went to.
Oh, really?
Right.
But, yeah, okay.
But what people don't know is his uncle, his mother's brother, also played in the NBA. And they're also and his mother, they're from Philly, and his uncle went to Roxborough and played in the league. His, obviously everybody knows his father played for the Sixers. Mm-hmm. But an interesting fact. So everybody knows Kobe Bryant was drafted 13th, right?
Right.
Does anybody know when his father was drafted? 14th overall.
Wow.
So he was competing. So I'm sure his father got it. Just based on, that he.
I didn't know that.
Even though he was mad about where he went, I'm sure his father got it, because he did. He was drafted his father came in the 75 draft. And then, everybody knows when Kobe came in.
Just Talking Sports, give us a call, 443-506-6706.
Six.
And tell us your best Kobe moments, or, what Kobe meant to you and your family. Even if you have kids that play a sport, did that impact you in any way? And I'm probably gonna be contradictory to everybody else. Like, I like Kobe, but I didn't like Kobe. And so,
why?
It was always the conversation. It was like Biggie and Pac. It was like, this is it. I was like, Jordan. And that was the thing. I was like, he's too arrogant. I just didn't like how he carried that. He could have said it better. And that was my view of Kobe. Like,
So hold up. So are you trying to say that Jordan wasn't arrogant?
No, but it was different.
It was different because it was different because I like Jordan.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all that was. And I would dare to say Jordan was more arrogant than Kobe.
I mean,
but you like. I mean, but here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but they weren't rivals.
No, it wasn't. But that was always the argument. I mean, for a long time, it's like the better Kobe guy. It was like, well, he ain't better than Jordan. Well, arguably he can, but I mean, I'm with Jordan. Like,
right. So you gotta choose a camp, right?
For me, I was a Jordan and a Kobe guy, and I thought that Kobe was. When they try to compare players and all that, I thought Kobe came the closest to Jordan.
Oh, absolutely.
But I never did the Jordan versus Kobe argument because I still thought Jordan was better. I mean, but you're kind of splitting hairs because you're talking about, okay, Jordan is the best player ever and Kobe is the 5th best player ever. I mean, once you get in the top 10, it don't even really fit that. Right. Or you talk about you top all time or whatever. I mean, you can make arguments, but
I will say this:
different areas. I feel like I can love both. Now, to me, the argument for me has always been, was it LeBron or Kobe? Mm-hmm. And my boy Tommy, if he calls in, we have many arguments about that. But I feel, hey, Jordan was your man. Jordan was your man.
But I will say that in doing, our time of the show, last year, I listened to a lot of NBA radio, just to prepare for the show, to know what was going on. And so, they had Kobe on, to do an interview. They may have just been talking to him. I'm not exactly sure why he was doing an interview, but in this interview, they asked him different questions about different players. It was actually right after, I believe, the finals. And, he just was giving his analysis on players, that, I forget who did the interview. And, his feedback that he gave, because that was like really the first interview that I had, I heard from him, since his retirement. And that was my new love for Kobe. I just had this different level of respect because he was grown now, he's done with basketball. He could be a regular person. Mm-hmm. And I was like I was pumped for Kobe at that time. And I was like, I didn't even like him at first. And I'm one of those people, like, I hold grudges even with celebrities. Like, for example, totally off subject, but like Aaron Rodgers got hurt in my fantasy team. I don't fool with Aaron Rodgers at all. Like, I don't. I'm so.
I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one based on your fantasy performance. I don't think you're in a position to hold grudges.
I didn't do bad.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't do. I mean.
Well, in the Mamba mentality, did you win a championship?
Oh no, I didn't win a championship. Right. So guess what? All of us are even only W's. He wasn't a winner. We all are on the losing block on that, except for
only W's. He did make a profit.
He did make a profit. Okay, he got second place. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he got second. So it's the rest of us that
producer check the phone.
That lost out. But I feel you. Some of these players, you don't. They're just players. They're not people to you. And when they hurt your fantasy team, like the hell with them.
So
he killed me last year. I ain't drafting him again.
Yeah, but I did. I really had. He redeemed himself during that interview. We were friends again.
The other Kobe was a stone killer.
Yeah, he
Killer
was.
on the court. I mean, like you may not. People have their reasons for maybe not liking him personally because he had a little incident back in the day or whatever. But I'm like I don't know you off the court. All I know is you on the court, and I like watching you play because you like to go for people's throats, and I'm gonna stomp the life out of you. You can't handle me. I'm the best. I don't care what you say. I mean, he was making comments. They was talking about how he wished Jordan was in his prime when they were both in their prime together because he would tell Jordan he could beat his ass.
Right. So let everyone who members of JTS Nation knows that we have a contributor, Mike from Philly, so he says, but
Norristown, South DC.
So I'm sure if he was able to call,
Avenue.
Right, I'm sure if he was able to call, he'd be, Mike.
I'm actually disappointed that he's not able to call because he's a
Mike
huge
from the
fan.
Forum, right? He'd be Mike from the Forum, but as far as Kobe fans go, I don't know any bigger, and I had to. It's one of those things. I don't know if you like delivering bad news, but as soon as I heard, and I text him like, "Where are you?" So so I was gonna call him, and hopefully I was trying not to be one to deliver bad news. He had heard, and actually he was actually in LAX.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was actually in LAX on his way to Vegas. So he's in the air now, but he did send a message and I'll read it. And I'll read it in its entirety the way it was texted to me. I won't talk about his spelling, but I won't get a chance to call, read it if the show allows. I hate when real life gets in the way of sports. I want to read that from. Sports is my gateway, my getaway, and it's also something that brings people together. I feel like I know T. Marie, and it's because of our passion for sports. And Kobe embodied that passion with his desire to win. I would tell my son when he was younger and nervous about a game that if it's close in the fourth quarter, the Lakers will win because we have Kobe. Kobe Bryant's dream wasn't to play in the NBA. His dream was to be the best player in the NBA, and it showed in his work ethic. Two stories that stand out about Kobe in short. Iverson said when they played a game in L.A., Kobe asked him, "What are you doing tonight?" Iverson said, "The club, and what about you?" Kobe said, "I'm going to the gym." Quentin Richardson played for the Clippers for 6 seasons and recalled he has never seen Kobe anywhere but the gym. Kobe Bryant has passed on, but the Mamba mentality will live in that generations of basketball players to come. Heart go out to all 9 people involved. And that's a contributor, a consistent contributor to JTS Nation, Mike from whatever's going on that week. I call him
Mike from LA.
Mike from LA, right?
Mike.
Caller.
Yeah, it's Mike. It's Mike, LA.
I thought you were supposed to be.
Mike from
Yo,
LA.
I wouldn't have read that if I knew you told. I thought you was on a plane somewhere.
I am really. I'm still on my way home.
Oh, okay. So you sitting in the airport somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sitting in the airport somewhere.
All right.
Leave it like that.
Right. I got you.
So y'all guys were talking about defining moments and your favorite moments.
Yeah.
And for me, it's way too many to recount. But the one that always stood in my head was them 3 air balls against Utah. Because I never liked the not going to high school. So I was even apprehensive and a little nervous about, I'm bragging about Kobe, but I'm not totally sure. And when he shot them 3 air balls in Utah and we lost, I knew we had one because he missed them and kept shooting. It takes a lot of heart to shoot 3 air balls on a team where you have Shaquille O'Neal playing former or future Hall of Famers and Karl Malone and John Stockton. you got Eddie Johnson, Eddie Jones, and Nick Van Exel and Shaq on your team, and you feel like I'm going to win this for us, and to have no conscience at all and just keep shooting even after 2 air balls, I knew then that he was going to be special.
So
yeah. I
mean, and he definitely turned out to be special. So how long have you listened to the whole show? Because I got a pop quiz for you. Do you know Kobe's?
What's that?
Do you know Kobe's father's name?
Joe Jellybean Bryant.
You know where he went to high school?
My alma mater, John Barton.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just saying you.
Southwest Finest. Mike went there.
Southwest Finest. That was okay. I thought you was from LA, dude. But again, that's why, we've lost one of the great Eagle fans, and that hurts. But yeah, and but he was born. He was literally born to be a basketball player. I mean, but the great is one of those things. He was born to be a basketball player, but the greatness was his own. He put that work in, and there were so many stories that were told by NBA players. I think the Jay Williams, who played at Duke in the motorcycle accident, he said he was playing. I guess he was playing for Chicago that year, and they came into LA, and he takes over. Gets a ride or whatever. However, he gets over to the gym, get his workout in before the game. So he gets in, hears the ball bouncing. He looks down and he sees Kobe in a full sweat. Like, this dude must have been in here for a while. So he in there, game moves, game speed. So he starts to get his shot up, and he's shooting, and gets his workout. Works out for about an hour and a half. And, he's unlacing his shoes. He still hear the ball bounce. He look back, and this dude is still game speed. So, in his mind, he's like, yo, what the? So, all right, whatever, man. And in his mind, and then he's like, yo, I figured, we get to the game, I'm going to cook this cat because he's going to be exhausted.
I heard that.
That's kind of not how it happened. And this speaks to, his greatness. And Jay Williams said it. So he said, and if I don't mean to misquote him, but he said, I don't really come from a place where a man asks another man. He said, but something drove me to go ask this dude, like, yo, dude, I saw you in the gym, and you came out here and dropped whatever you dropped on us. He said, yeah, I know you saw me. He said, and then basically Kobe said, yo, I just had to let you know that you won't outwork me, ever. And and I mean, obviously that's the story, because I've heard him say that a couple of times, on a number of different occasions, different interviews, and I know the different interviews she had different suits on, but so.
And that's the one thing I hope.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but that's the one thing I hope from this is these privileged athletes come in, especially in the NBA, to get to see that work ethic. That they don't watch each other work ethic anymore. To want to be better that summer, to get put out, like that losing hurt so much that I have to outwork you. Even though I don't know what you're doing, I'm assuming you're working, or I know you and I know you're working, so I'm gonna work harder. So if nothing else, I hope from this generation and the generations to come that's coming out now, that they don't be satisfied. Don't look like you in your 4th year look the same way you did when you came out.
Hey man, stop talking about my boy Ben. Stop talking about my boy Ben Simmons, man. Yeah, stop it. Stop talking about Ben. Man, Ben got something going on, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but he must got something going on because he has no desire to get better.
We'll see when MB come back. Remember,
Right. So
maybe somebody do got to go.
I think another great story of and again, I watched a lot of interviews, and another great story was when him and Shaq, got into a fight, and pretty much, everybody in the locker room, like Rick Fox, like, yo, dude, you are like certifiable, like that dude's 7 feet, 300 plus pounds, and he was just like, yo, I'm not backing down from him. And then he says that even changed, you know, him and Shaq's relationship. Because, you know, Shaq said, like, you know, told him, like, yeah, you know, I'm used to dudes backing down. I don't know why, because, you know, but you know, I mean, and yeah, we say, and so if you fast forward after he missed the three,
shots,
the three airball the threes. Okay, after he airballed the threes, he, you know, now he, you know, Shaq is like, oh, pass me the ball in a different game, different playoff series, and Shaq's getting fouled, going to free throw line, missing free throws. He was like, man, get that off the backboard if I miss. Like, I'm not passing you the ball. You know, because, you know, they had the hacker Shaq going. He's like, I'm not passing you the ball. So, we didn't have any sound on the last one, so I'm going to ask super producer, any way you can run our montage again, our tribute that you put together, because we didn't have any sound originally, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
When you get that set up, let us know, man. We're gonna run that one more time.
So we actually, you know,
sure. We only got a few more minutes.
Right, I was gonna say, you want to talk about the you want to talk about the logo?
The logo, or you know,
or
do we want to get in the Super Bowl, because that is coming up?
So, you know, and so let's do that. We only got 15 minutes, but there is something that I really wanted to. And super producer, if you can run that, there's something I really, really wanted to say. And I kind of been practicing this because I didn't know how I was going to be able to get through it or not. Because the great, I'm sorry, that an amazing thing in this tragedy happened. And I just wanted to, because I really haven't heard anybody say it the way I want it said, so I'm going to say it. But one of the most amazing things in this tragedy is that Kobe Bryant didn't die as a basketball player. He didn't die as a award-winning Oscar. He passed away as a dad, and a great dad. And I wanted to put poignance on that because I know so many great dads who get up at the crack of dawn to take their babies to their basketball games, to their softball games, you know, to their gymnastics. And, you know, dads get such a bad rap. And, you know, he was the world's basketball player, but he was a black dad, and I know so many black dads that get such a bad rap. And he was doing something that I know hundreds and hundreds of thousands of men do every Saturday and every Sunday. Some of my closest friends, like A-Dub, and just watch them with their daughters. And that has just been amazing to me. And I wanted to use, you know, to make sure that we at least, you know, focus on that's a gift that he actually didn't know he was given. But when you look at the pictures, when you look at everything, you see him now as a family man. And a man that loved his daughters and his wife. And that's the tragedy, because those girls and his wife have to go on without that great dad and that great father that he was. And, you know, if he had lived, would just have been, you know, grown so much more in the role. And you can play the montage anytime you want, man. You can play the montage.
And then even to say, you know, when with Kobe and his daughters, I know maybe some of you've heard when, you know, somebody, I'm not quoting this correctly, but somebody was like, you know, when are you gonna have boys, you know, to leave your legacy, or someone to follow your legacy? And Gigi was like, he good. He got me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and she was the truth. Like, she was good.
Yeah.
She was great. For 13, she was great. And I've seen more of her clips, in the last couple of days, but oh my gosh. I said, because Trey and I were talking about this the day. I said, you can't buy DNA.
Right. Yeah.
No.
Nah, you can't buy DNA.
Run that, producer.
Yeah.
Super producer, run that. Now I can wipe my damn.
We're gonna
You would have had 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
San Fran.
You going with San Fran? Why you going with? I mean, we got time. We got time. I know we got a hard 9:00 cutoff, but you just can't say San Fran and be like,
hurry up.
And the thing about it, I mean, I thought long and hard, and I want to root for KC, but you know who I think might fail me? Your boy, Andy Reid.
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You think he might get tight, a little tight in the chest?
And I was battling it because
quarter.
would it be Kyle Shanahan? Because he's had a few chokers,
right?
But I think that I believe in San Fran's defense. I think that Mahomes is not. I mean, I'm not saying he won't do his thing, but I think that I'm gonna go with San Fran, and I really wanted to go with Kansas City, but I'm gonna go with San Fran.
A-Dub, you on the clock?
All right. A-Dub in the house. I've been tossing this up, and I think last week I was talking about my man, Richard Sherm on the San Francisco 49ers, fraternity brother. I think that's what my heart is saying, but my brain is saying KC. It's great, the 49ers have a good defense, pretty good defense. It's not legendary by any stretch of the imagination. And I just think Kansas City, it's just too many weapons. I just cannot see that defense stopping all that speed. It's just too much speed. And so, I mean, like we said last week, KC has been spotting people points. They spotted Houston 24 points. I don't see San Francisco. I think it's going to be a good game, but I'm going with KC on this just because of Mahomes and the speed. This is Andy Reid is going to get his first one finally. So I'm going with KC.
So I've been going back and forth. Saturday up until Saturday, I was going back and forth. I put some more thought into it today, preparing for the show. Now I did read something that I'm gonna tell you that scared me. Like it almost scared me to a point of maybe I need to go to other. But San Francisco 49ers organization is taking everybody to Miami. Everybody in the building. If you work for the San Francisco 49ers, you're going to Miami. If you're an intern in the building, you're going to Miami. And the reason why that scared me is because it's one of those things in regards to, in a game like this, you need an edge. You need a mental edge. And I'm wondering if, pretty much the organization is saying we're putting all our chips to the table. This is important to us. The players are like, the organization, obviously believed in us because they drafted us, but, have given us all the resources. The trainers are going to rap tighter. The massage, like everybody who is going to do their job just like a little better because, wow, these folks just, they just said, hey, this is important and we want everybody there. We want everybody, when the confetti falls and we holding that trophy, we want to make sure that everybody in the building is there. And that's like, all in. And, how do you play against that? And if the game's going to be close, that, that desire, that mentality.
Who you got, man?
But again, I'm saying, again, if the game's going to be close, I would take San Francisco. But I don't think the game's going to be close.
All of that
I'm going with Kansas City, man. I'm just thinking that speed kills, and again, what do you do?
You talking to all these people in these interns? I'm like, do any of these interns run a 4.2?
Right, but I'm saying, but again, what do you do with the problem that is Mahomes? Like that's like when you're game planning. What do you do with the problem that's Mahomes? Yes, get to him, knock him down. I got there, but he wasn't there when I got there. like I got there, but this dude flipped the ball behind his head. Like, I mean, that's the problem is that like Mahomes is a problem, and I don't think anybody has the answer. Again, as far as game planning goes. Andy Reid's a beast. The problem is fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. But Mahomes is taking that out of his hands. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, dude, I know
they could be up by 21 by then.
Right. Mahomes like, look, man, I was on the phone with McNabb. The throwing up wasn't him throwing up. Throwing up was like, yo, this game's too close.
Well, it will be interesting because the last time that you all didn't pick with me, you all lost.
I don't know.
So you think history just is going to repeatedly repeat itself?
Right. So I mean, that's why that's why they play the game, and we'll be back. We'll be back on Tuesday. Actually, we might live stream. I don't know if wherever the Super Bowl party.
Who's having the Super Bowl
party?
We
might live stream.
Can you put your Super Bowl party in the comments so I can come? Yeah.
So we gotta get out of here. It is A-Dub. Any last words?
last words. I'm going KC. I'm going to try to, we talked about Kobe. I'm going to try to get into some happy things. I think we paid our dues. He won't be forgotten.
Absolutely.
But I want to watch something for fun to get my mind away from things. So now I'm actually looking forward to the Super Bowl and to a good game.
All right. Well, we got to get out of here.
We'll talk about it on Tuesday.
JTS Nation, we got a hard stop. We'll see you on the page. Please make your comments. Link below. Click
post your predictions for Sunday's Super Bowl. Who do you all think's gonna win?
All right, and we got to get out of here. So JTS Nation, love you. See you.
Peace.
All right, we out.